Hi YouTube, my name is Kathy, and I am going to be getting bariatric surgery, so this is my intro video, and that is my old poodle using his steps to come and see what I'm doing. Hi Ben! Anyway, there he goes. He's wondering who I'm talking to. I am sitting in front of the Christmas tree. You can't really see it all, it's big, it's real, it's a balsam. And having said that, I will warn you, I get distracted really easily. This is my intro video for weight loss surgery. And it took me about 2 years to come to this decision. I mean, I looked into it 2 years ago, maybe 2.5 years ago I started. I said to my doctor, could you refer me for bariatric surgery? And he said, well, you have to look into it more than that. I said, well, I know, but I want to go to the orientation where I will give a lot of information. And from there, I'll decide if I want to get it. And if I want to get it, then I'll do all my research. But I wanted to start somewhere offline, somewhere with real people who know about this stuff. So my doctor wasn't too thrilled about the idea, even though I'm very big. He said about half of his weight loss surgery patients are doing great. They're happy. They have no regrets. And the other half have regrets. And he said they wish they hadn't done it. And they have a lot of problems with nausea and not being able to eat a lot of different foods, and some people have regained the weight. Anyway, I kept that in mind, and I went to the orientation in Sudbury because I live in Northern Ontario. I'm in Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario, which is about an 8 to 10 hour drive from Toronto, Ontario, depending on the weather and the highway conditions. So I drove to Sudbury, which is a 3.5 to 4 hour drive, again, depending on the road conditions. And I went to the orientation, and it was alright. They didn't really go into depth. They kept it very quick because they had to cover a lot of different things. And they give us a little blue booklet, which I have here, and I've kept with me the whole time. It's called Health Sciences North, the place in Sudbury. And they basically go through what to expect, the different types of surgeries. The most common are RNY and the sleeve. And I looked into all of those after the orientation. And at first I thought the sleeve would be the better way to go, because it seemed like there was less cutting involved and rewriting of things. But then I thought, well, wait, no, that's not true. They're cutting down the whole half of your stomach. And then I thought, this is a really crazy way to decide on surgery. I'm going to research more and find out who seems to be happier with what they have. And I found out almost everybody's happy with what they have, regardless of whether it's a sleeve or the RNY. And as it turns out, all of that was for nothing anyway, because when I finally jumped through all of the hoops with the social worker, the nutritionist, the blood work, oh my God, blood work, and my veins, you think for being a big girl they could find my veins? No, they cannot. My veins just shut down, they close, they move. I had 12 puncture wounds while they tried to take out my 5 vials of blood. They finally did it though, and it was done. And anyway, I told you, I warn you right now, I'm going to ramble and be all over. So the blood work slowed me down. I had low vitamin D. So it was almost 2 years before I got to meet with the surgeon and got okayed from everything else. Like, everything was fine. The thing that was holding me back was my vitamin E was almost nothing. So I finally got that up, and I met with the surgeon via telehealth, which was really cool. It was almost like what we're doing here on YouTube. Just, I was talking into a computer screen. And he seemed really nice, and he's very experienced, and his name is Dr. David Lindsay, and I felt a lot better after talking with him. And despite having gone to Sudbury 3 or 4 times over the past 2 years, to see various people, none of it felt real. None of it. It just seemed like a vague, far-off dream of maybe it will happen, maybe it won't. I don't know. None of it felt real. I mean, I quit caffeine, so you'd think that would be real, but it still didn't feel real. Not until I talked with the surgeon, and I felt a lot better. He says he does about 300 surgeries a year. And the reason why it didn't matter, all my research into do I want an RNY or do I want a sleeve, is it's not up to me. It's up to him. Now, he said what he'll do when he goes in is, now number 1 will be the RNY, because people lose more weight more quickly with the RNY. But if for whatever reason he goes in and my insides say, no, that's not a good thing, then he will do the sleeve. So that's okay. So I'm either going to get the RNY or the sleeve. Either way, something is going to happen on the 1st of February. But about the support, I don't have a lot of what you would technically call support, like people actually here around me. But I do have support elsewhere. I have a lot of friends who live out of town who are supportive. And I have some friends in town who are supportive. We just don't see each other all that much. But a lot of that's my fault because I tend to stay in and isolate myself. And I'm going to try to change that. So we'll see what happens. But I do have 2 friends in town who have had the surgery. One had the RNY, and she said she felt like she was hit by a truck. For the first month, she regretted it. And then after she felt better, and now she says it's the best thing she's ever done. She's lost, I'd say, over 130 pounds, I think she said. She looks great. She looks almost the same as she did when I knew her when we were in our 20s. I never saw her when she was bigger. She was living in Sudbury at the time. But she looks great. She's happy. She's healthy. She has no trouble, no side effects, nothing wrong with her. Her appetite's a lot smaller, but she can still eat a lot of her favorite foods, only a lot smaller portions. My other friend had the RNY about 6 years ago, and because she had a hernia, she had to have an open surgery. And you'd think that would be worse, right? An open surgery, bigger incision, more pain. She said she had no pain at all. None. She said she didn't even use her morphine pump or whatever was in the pump at all. And she was up walking the first night, and she didn't lose as much weight as my other friend, but she looks great. She did lose a lot of weight. She's happy. She's healthy. But she had complications from before she even had surgery. She had that hernia. So that was operated on as well. And that really was an issue with her, unfortunately. But she looks amazing. Like when I see her, I'm like, wow, you look great. And I have an online friend who went through the surgery, and she's doing great. And she said the first 2 weeks were rough. She was in pain. But it wasn't like a real pain, she said giving childbirth pain. I've never had a kid, so I don't know. I said, well, how about migraines? I get lots of migraines. She said, well, it's worse than a migraine, so that's not good. But she says it passes quickly, you forget it, and it just totally changes your life. She said the thing that she hated most, and I laughed, she said the thing that she hated most was just to buy clothes so often because she's losing weight so fast. So she says every month she has to go buy new clothes. I'm like, oh my God, that's terrible. I would love to have that problem. So anyway, I don't know if I'm going to keep this video. I'm like babbling like a fool. And I like to say it's because I'm nervous because I don't usually do videos. And that is true. But it's also because I tend to babble a lot. And I get distracted easily. Anyway, I'm not going to tell you my weight right now because I'm still that way. Later, after I have the surgery, maybe I will say what I weighed for starting and what I weigh now, which is what most people do when they do these sorts of videos. But for now, I'm just going to tell you weight loss until I feel more comfortable saying this is what I weigh, which is kind of crazy because you can see I'm a big girl. I'm a very big girl. Oh, and I'm old, so I hope I'm going to recover from the surgery the way the other people do. I am 52 years old. So, oh, and that's another thing my friend said. My friend Donna, she's my age. We went to kindergarten together. We went to high school together. She says the only thing she regrets is she didn't do this 10 years sooner. So I hope that won't be me. But 10 years ago, I was just, I don't even know what I was doing 10 years ago. I was in my house. I was happy. Weight wasn't really an issue. Like I was big, but I was still in the point where I was losing weight, dieting. I'd lose 50 pounds, I'd lose 60 pounds, and then I'd gain all that, plus 10 pounds. But I was still doing it. I'd gain all the weight, and then I'd be mad and upset with myself, and then I'd start over. Weight Watchers, South Beach, Atkins, just counting calories, exercise, I swam. I started swimming and didn't change my diet at all, and I lost 30 pounds one year. My problem is I have asthma. I have severe and chronic asthma, and every time I get sick, the doctors put me on prednisone, and no matter what I am doing, I gain weight. And once I start gaining weight, my brain switches off, and I become a crazy person who says, who cares? I'm just going to eat anyway, because what's the point of being good if I'm just going to gain weight? And then it usually takes me a long time to recover from that and for the prednisone to come out of my system. Luckily, thankfully, touch wood, for the past year, there's been no prednisone. I have been sick, but not enough to need to be hospitalized. I don't even think I had to go to the emergency room once this year. Touch wood. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens. And the other thing I wanted to say, and I know this is probably getting long, it says 11 minutes and 40 seconds. But the other thing is, I did the best thing I could have ever done for myself this summer. I bought a bike. Oh my god, I love my bike. It is a beautiful, beautiful Townie Electro. It's coral color, and it's one of these bikes where I'm short, I'm 5'4", and I get dizzy really easy, and I don't have good balance. So normally bike riding, I used to ride when I was younger, but for the last few years, anytime I tried, I couldn't do it. I got too tippy. I just couldn't do it. Well, the Townie is a really cool bike. It's called a crank forward bike, and the pedals are forward. Usually the pedals would be right under your seat, and these pedals are a little bit forward, so which means your seat can be low enough that you can touch the ground with both feet, and then lift and pedal and still have the proper extension. And I tell you, this bike made the biggest difference in my life this summer. I'm someone, I can't walk 2 blocks without having an asthma attack, even when my asthma's good. Like right now, I'm embarrassed to walk with my friends even when I'm feeling good because I start wheezing. And you can hear it. And I like taking pictures and videos. And almost every video I have, you can hear me wheezing like a train in the background. But when I ride my bike, that doesn't happen. And I went from someone who felt almost handicapped by my asthma and that I can't walk more than a few blocks to someone who rode 200 kilometers, almost 198.4 kilometers. I rode all over the city, all over the country. I like, not the country, but the country area outside of the city. I had a blast. I had so much fun. And I don't know if I was smiling the whole time because I was having so much fun, but people were different to me when I was on my bike. Normally, nobody's beside me when I go for a walk or when I push my dog in a stroller. You know, probably because I'm so worried that I'm huffing and puffing. I keep my eyes down and taking my Ventolin and hoping I don't pass out. But on the bike, I had so much fun. And everyone said, hi, hello, how are you, beautiful bike? And it's so pretty. It's like when I was a little girl, I had a banana seat bike, and I loved it. And I have had other bikes since then. I used to ride my bike a lot when I taught in the Toronto area. It was nothing for me to go 30 kilometers in one day. I'm nowhere near that now. But that was back when I was younger and in shape. But now this bike, it's giving me mobility and fun and exercise that doesn't feel like exercise. It feels like exploring and just having a grand time. And I'm noticing things on the bike that I haven't noticed with my truck or even with walking. Like, there was a creek on the main street near my house that I've never seen before, but I saw it because I was on my bike. I thought, I've lived here for how many years and I've never seen that or noticed it. Obviously, I've seen it. It just never sunk in. Hey, Benji. So anyway, that's me. I probably missed a lot. I don't know if I'll keep this video. I don't know if I do it again, if it will come out any better even with notes, because this is me. This is what I'm like. If you think you can handle it and you want to follow me along on my journey and offer some support, that will be great. And if you're going through this too and you need support, just leave me a message and I'll be happy to watch your videos and subscribe to your channel. Anyway, that's it. That's all I'm going to say for now. I'm not almost 15 minutes. Oh, 15 minutes. Bye.